And then, so this is what we're doing. We're expecting that Mr. President said what we told him to say, being a right now, right? Forget about this long stuff. What it's just, I don't know. I just like doing that. And then we verify, right? Now this is where we're verifying that this little guy actually called the president. We should make sure that this person called. So now we've got the call log, right? So what if this passes and it tells us yes, the president actually told them right now, mate, right? Then how do we know that that call even actually went through? How do we know that the use case made the call that we asked him to make? Right? What if this person is lying to us? What if the histories were fake? What if the history was doctored, basically? Right? So we want to verify that that call actually went through. So we have to use the verify function. So similarly, the same way we do this, we want to verify that the repository .create user got called, and it got called with these same values. We want to make sure that the use case told the repository, told the president exactly what we asked it to tell the president, right? So what did we ask it to tell the president? We gave it params. These params are right here, right? So we want to make sure that when the president asked for a created at, it told the president params.created at. When the president asked for a name, it told him params.name. When the president asked for an avatar, it said params.avatar. So we want to make sure that this call went through. And we also, you can actually leave this way, but for scrutiny, but personally, this is what I do. I prefer to say .called once. We want to make sure that you didn't call the president a second time and tell the president a lie, or tell the president, look, he's threatening me, please answer this way, so that it goes into the call history. Right, we want to make sure that exactly the call went through exactly once. You call the president only once, because we want you to only call the president once. We don't want the call to be repeated. So when we come here, we don't want a case where this thing gets called twice, because we want it to get called once. Each time that person gets called once, because we're actually calling it once over here, right? So now for that, after that's done, there's one last verification we have to do. We have to verify no more interactions with the president. After that call went through once, we have to make sure that he didn't send any letters, he didn't do any hand signals to the president to say, sir, he's threatening me, or whatever, right? We want to make sure that there was no more interactions with the president. The president was not interacted with, right? So this is our test. We're saying that whenever the president gets called, we're arranging an answer for the person that calls the president. We're saying, Mr. President, you have to tell them this. When they give you any value for your created that, when they give you any value for your name and any value at all that they give. So it doesn't matter what they give to you for created that name and avatar. Always answer this way, no matter what they give to you. So even if a different use case calls the same function and gives different values for this than we gave in here, right? Always answer the same answer. Say right, no mate, right? So we then go to the use case and we say, you listen, call the president right now and only call him once and tell him this. Tell him empty. Tell the president that created at is empty.created at. Tell him that name is empty.name. Tell him that empty. Your avatar is the avatar. And finally, we check if the answer that the president gave was correct. Then we check to make sure that he called the president, and we check to make sure that he did that only once. And for extra security, we want to make sure that he never interacted with the president after that, right? So